Have you ever wondered why certain moments can take your breath away? I'm Jennie Sikes, corporate recruiter turned soul alignment strategist, energy worker, and your friendly neighborhood doula for every stage of life except the delivery room. Each week, we open the toolkit, tarot, astrology, hypnosis, Reiki, and more so you can trade confusion for clarity, and autopilot for intentional alignment. Whether you're navigating a career pivot, a spiritual awakening, empty nesting, or just the sacred messiness of becoming, this space is for you. You're not just evolving, you're remembering. Let's rise together. The Ascending Dawn Doula Show starts now.
Hey everyone, I'm Dr. Pat, and I just love this because you see what happens for me is I get to take this incredible journey. And what I mean by that is, sometimes I love being a student. And what I love about being a student today with Jennie Sikes, in the Ascending Dawn Doula podcast, this show, here's what Jennie does. Unpack your purpose. You got to do it, folks. Sorry. Oh, ouch. You don't like ouch right now? Reclaim your story. Oh, that's a bigger ouch, that one, because then you're going to have to face your story. And then the third one is the key. It's so crispy. You know what it's like? It's like the best. Oh my God, I can't even say this on air because my practitioner will call it, but it is. It's like the best fried chicken you ever got. Rise into alignment. Today, divination tools, bridging intuition and everyday guidance. Jennie, what a great topic. So cool. Smack dab right in the middle of what we as a company, a network, a staff. But this thing, why did this come up for you? Something must have okay,
Yeah.
clearly it wasn't over the Mariners losing, but what was it?
No. So when we last left off with the last podcast, we were talking about guided meditations, guided imagery, hypnosis, how to connect in with a higher self. But that's all done with practitioners that are certified and ready to rock and roll, right? But I thought, well, here we are, we're going into Halloween, Samhain, All Souls Day, All Saints Day. We've got the veil that's super thin. And what a better time to bring in these divination tools to connect yourself. So you don't have to go and hire a practitioner per se. Now, you probably should learn how to use them. And I do workshops on that, but
Yeah.
it's like the perfect timing. And we're in Scorpio season, the season of transformation, the season of mysticism and esoteric modalities. Let's bring it on. I love it.
Yeah. I
Love
mean,
it.
come on now. Linda is like a triple Virgo with Scorpio rising. I am like
Ooh.
Sagittarius, blah, 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 blah. So this season is exactly what my Capricorn needs. Why? Because when we talk about Scorpio energy, I just want to say Scorpio gets a bad rap.
It does.
It does. It's one
Just
of the
like
bad.
Gemini. Gemini gets a bad
Yeah,
rap.
those two are like neck and neck for like
Yeah.
bad, but they're not. They're
No.
not. Um, but let's talk about this because there is a purpose behind this. And earlier I read, 3 points about what you're doing in the world. And I want to talk about the purpose behind the practice because two things you said I really want you to take this. I'm sorry. I need to work with someone because if left up to my own devices, you know what it's like? It's like putting a home gym together without the manual. Do you have a visual of that?
I do. I do.
And then having to go to therapy after.
Yeah.
But walk us through the purpose behind the practice.
Yeah, so first off, I've been doing this for a long time and let me backtrack. This is kind of fun. I went to a woo-woo shop many moons ago, years ago, and I stood there in front of this huge, beautiful bookshelf. And I tell this story because this is literally how I started. I looked at all of these decks, all of these oracle decks, all of these tarot cards, these different tools, and I stood there and I was like, yes, no, yes, no. You notice how I'm moving my body forward and backwards? Because we're our own human pendulum, by the way. And then a friend of mine said, hey, check out this deck. It's just art. It's just art on a piece of paper. And I thought, well, that's a pretty simple way of considering it. And so I did. I got the deck. It was an oracle deck. It was amazing. And I just started playing around. Every day I'd pull a card. I'd start to connect in with my team, my spirit team, my higher self and really just connect internally with the intuitive aspect. And it was just game over at that point. Wow, I did a deep dive into all kinds of things.
So, part of that is so cool because I love, first of all, I love the term deep dive. I love it. I mean, AI wants to capture the branding of that, but no, no, no. Deep
No,
dive was
no.
around for a really long time. Okay. But this part of this is sharing that personal story in those moments. I
Hmm.
woke up this morning, I pulled my card from my medicine deck, and it couldn't have been more perfect, regardless of the technology issues we woke up with this morning. That could have been
Okay.
very scary if we didn't take good supplements. But
Hmm.
part of this was understanding the card I pulled was the butterfly.
Beautiful.
Now, how perfect is that?
Highly
But
symbolic.
and let's talk about how we integrate these tools because I don't know anything about tarot,
You said it right.
tarot.
Yeah, you said
Yeah,
it right.
I don't. I know enough about oracle cards for it to be dangerous. But let's talk about how we can pull all these together to create a story that may give us guidance to something we didn't have before.
Yeah, absolutely. It really can just be as simple as pulling one oracle card, like you had mentioned, a day, or one tarot card a day. I pulled mine. It was the Queen of Wands, which is fantastic because it's one of my favorite cards and it just embodies joy and vitality. But when you pull one card a day and you just kind of close your eyes and you sit with it, you can look at the card, you can hear words, you can feel the card, you just notice what you observe as a soul in a physical meat suit, right? Because we're energy in a meat suit. And you just grasp onto what it is that you are connecting with within that card. And then you just take it. Now, you don't have to say, okay, well, today is going to be the day of transformation because I get the butterfly. But you can say, okay, great. Well, I recognize I'm going through some changes. It is Scorpio season. I've got a lot happening, about to be birthed into this world. I love this card. I'm going to put it to the side because you don't have to base your entire day on that one card. It's just kind of like a nice, okay, all right. And then at the end of the day, you can actually go and journal. You can sit in front of your TV. You can sit in front of your computer. You can just kind of think about it before you go to bed, going, oh, yeah, I did pull that card today. Right. So you're not shaping your entire day based around that one item, but it does give you some intuitive hits. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the more intuitive hits you get. Does that make sense?
It does make sense because look at we all know. Let's just talk about this in very practical terms because that's
Sure.
really what we started to talk about. So let's just talk about in practical terms. From birth, we had to learn things. Isn't that funny?
100%.
I'm using the whole birth metaphor right
You
now.
are.
But from birth, you pop. Okay, I'm going to be more mindful. You
I got
come
you, though.
out. Yeah, so I didn't want to. I don't want to get any emails today.
You transition into this earth plane.
Yeah, you just. My mama said I popped out.
Yeah.
So just saying. But you come into this world, and there are things you learn intuitively. So let's talk about that. Boom. What do? Hungry cry, whatever that is. But as time goes on, you become curious. We cannot forget curiosity and what you're talking about. Then next, after the curiosity, we have to learn some things. So we watch somebody walk, and all of a sudden we're getting up, so forth and so on. And this is to tell people the metaphysical, spiritual, human potential journey is the same. You
Absolutely.
have to have a tool. Sometimes you got to have a teacher because mama's going to help you stand up over there. And then you have to implement. So talk about those things that you do. And especially now, let's move into some of the more, no, I'm not going to say powerful, some of the more visual pendulums,
Mm-hmm.
astrology, just read my
Mm-hmm.
solar return for next year, la, la,
Nice.
numerology.
Yeah.
How does that all fit in?
Oh, they all fit in. So actually, when I do my readings, I sprinkle astrology and numerology into every single one because everybody deserves to
Yeah.
know what kind of energy they have surrounding them, what they're working with, the numerology, their personal lives, their life path. It all comes together, all comes together. But going to pendulums, pendulums are a yes, no, maybe so kind of question. And if you're sitting here going, oh, do I, don't I, do I, don't I? Even earlier in this podcast, what was I doing? I was leaning in and I was leading out, right? This is my yes. This is my no. We are human pendulums. So a pendulum is simply just a material item, maybe a crystal on a string, and you learn how to define what is a yes with your team and define what is a no with your team. And when I say team, it's your, higher self, your spirit guides, your animal guides, your loved ones, your ancestors, whoever's rooting for you, right? And making it a lovely experience as much as possible on this earth. So you got your pendulum, you got dowsing rods. This was used for
Tell people what
centuries.
dowsing rods are, because there may be some people
Yes.
that are like, okay, what you just say, super powerful. Like, how many thousands of years does
Oh
that
my
go
gosh.
back?
Yeah, well, this goes back to times when trying to find water underground. When you didn't have technology, go back to what? I'm really bad with my history. 1700, 1600, 1500. When you're trying to find
You go
water.
back 200 years, man. I mean, think
Sure, they were
about what
using sticks
people.
back then to do this.
Uh,
They did. But all it is it's copper. They're
uh,
two rods they're made of copper, and the yeses tend to cross lines and the nos tend to go opposite way. So it's very much like a pendulum, but it's a tool, a left brain scientific tool, right? This isn't woo-woo. This is literally scientific tool that is still used today. You can take it out on hikes and you can find the water under the ground. And look, you're a magician and a scientist, right? It's fantastic. And if you did not want to use any of the mystical or esoteric type of tools out there, you can literally look up at the clouds. I mean, have you ever gone to the pool, sat at the pool, stood at the pool on a beautiful summer sunny day and look up and it was like the perfect shade of blue and you see these big, beautiful clouds and then you're like, team of the highest of love and light, or my angels, or my loved ones, or whoever. Call on whoever you want to call on. Give me a sign for today. And then you land on that stegosaurus in the clouds.
no, right?
Yeah. And then what does
Linda's
that
like the
mean?
queen. Linda's the queen of the whole cloud thing. I don't know
Nice.
me. Probably I'm off up in the clouds. That's why I don't see it. But she'll look up and she'll say, "That's my mother." And I'm
See?
right.
Yes. And you could do that with trees. So you're on a hike and you're just looking up, and you can, if you focus in on one tree, look up at the leaves. What do you see? You can see faces. I know that sounds so weird, but you can sometimes see faces. It's amazing. Music, right? You're getting in your car, you're going to work, and you're like, I didn't have a chance to pull my tarot this morning. I didn't have a chance to meditate this morning. I'm in a rush to go to work. It's Wednesday morning, and I'm already late, and I haven't had coffee yet. So you say, team, what do I need to know today for my highest and greatest good? And you turn on your radio or Spotify. And it can't be the last song that was just on because that's not fair. So
No.
you go to the very next song if it's Spotify, or if it's the radio, just go to the next station. That song that comes on is going to speak to you. Now, it might be a soulful song that really like oh my gosh, I needed to hear that. Or it might be like Run DMC or
Yeah.
Beastie Boys just to kind of be like, hey, get some pep in your step. It's okay. This day is going to be fun.
I'm so glad you brought that up because look, let's talk about this. The birthing process or the transformation process really takes into consideration all of who we are. Did you
Mhm.
see that right there? I stuttered. I haven't done that in a long, I stuttered as a kid. There it was. But one of the things I love about it is that we get to put the pieces together and we allow ourselves. I want to talk to you about allowing because
Mm.
you know what? This morning came in here, a little late to get in here. It was like a 3 o'clock morning to get
Oh
the
my gosh.
technology. I'm an early bird. I mean, don't be looking for me at 8 o'clock. But in the unless I take a little nap, took a nap
Yeah.
yesterday. But in here, I'm looking and I turn on my iPod and I got an old classic. I got the old school class. I love it. So the song plays. So any song could have played out of the thousands. So Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon. And they have a song called Breathe. What do you think the message is in that?
Well, off the jump that you need to take a good couple deep breaths to calm your nervous system, friend. But did it resonate
Exactly
with
right.
you? Let's ask that question. When you heard that song, did you feel it? Did you hear it? Did you know it? Did you go, yes?
I did because about the next thing we're going to talk about is one of the things I learned to do, especially in my recovery journey, is integrate the divine into my daily life. And so let's talk about that. There was a point in time where I would constantly play Creep by Radiohead over and over and over again.
Oh my gosh, I got
Okay.
goosebumps, Dr. Pat. I know exactly where you're at with
You
that.
know that song?
Oh my
And
gosh.
I'd
That was a
sing
dark
that
time
thing.
in my life. Yeah.
Oh, it was like
Mhm.
right after a breakup, and I'm like, yeah, you're so special. And then, I'm not going to go into the words I use,
Mhm.
but today, breathing, stopping, and calling on the divine to intervene. Tell us how we do that, given all the pieces you put together, all the tools. It's hard for me to imagine doing all this without asking the divine.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I see people going for cards and pendulums and dowsing rods and not even thinking about, oh, let me connect, right? So the very first thing, and I will say this publicly over and over and over and over again, you have to clear your energy. Any energy that is not yours, you need to return it to sender because that energy sticks on you like muck, right? You don't need somebody else's energy on you. Return any energy that is not yours back to sender. And then the second thing is you release anything that's not serving. And these are just mantras you say to yourself. I release anything that is not serving my highest and greatest good. And the very next thing is I connect now to my higher self for guidance and wisdom as I proceed forward in pendulum, dowsing rods, tarot, clouds,
Yeah.
music, insert here. But you clear your energy. You release anything not serving, and then you have to do it with intention. If you go out and pull on a Ouija board and there's no intention, I'm sorry, folks, you're opening Pandora's box for some junky junk you will not be able to get rid of. Do not do that,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
No, no.
Scariest movies in the world show that.
And it's legit. Just don't do
I
it.
know. I know. But you see, this is really the missing point for a lot of people. We've seen this now in human potential, and we see what happens in the world around it. And if we could just help people understand, we're not telling you how to define the divine,
No, no,
right?
no.
But
Everybody has
let's,
a different name,
all right.
different
Now
label.
yeah, right? Okay, I'm not even going to tell you what mine used to be, but right now I'm cool with it. I'm cool with the word God. I wouldn't say it. I learned in my program it means, you know, goodness on demand.
Hmm.
But let's go through and talk about some simple rituals that people can do right now.
Absolutely. And actually, I was just speaking with my client last night. One of my clients, she was texting me going, okay, why is all of this happening? I'm like, well, have you been doing your energy hygiene? No. Okay, can we start with that, please? So, again, energy hygiene is critical. Clear out any energy that is not yours. We are all energy. You can go into a food store, a Walmart or Target or wherever, and it doesn't matter. You're getting your stuff, but you're still walking around people with yucky energy, right? You don't want that. So, clear your energy, protect your energy. Call in whoever you want to call in to protect. It could be your dog Zeus that passed away 10 years ago. Zeus, come in and protect me energetically, right? Whoever you want to call in to protect and whoever you want to call on to connect for divine wisdom. And these are divination tools, which get a bad rap, but they're just tools. You don't even need the tools. You just connect with whoever you divinely want to connect with. Smack a label on it. Everyone's got a different label.
Okay, I have a morning ritual, and I got to tell you, we've been a little lax. And this morning, I was like, no, we need to have some scrambled eggs and let's go sit in the front room. Let's pull our cards, blah, blah. But we used to have a different ritual, which was a little bit more elaborate. But we did pull cards. But there's other things. We talk about the cards, we listen to. So, what can people do? Walk us through. Journaling is the J word that most people don't want to hear.
No.
But let's talk about what people can do that think they have to write an entire book.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's use angel numbers in this case, in this
Oh,
scenario. I
yeah,
love angel numbers.
yeah.
You're having a really rough day and you're like, "Oh, can I get some help, please?" And all of a sudden you see
Come on.
444 on a license plate. You know what you just did? You got confirmation that your angelic team, insert label here, is surrounding you and they're just saying, "Hey, all you have to do is ask. We're here to support you. All you have to do is ask." So then instead of journaling, start to recognize what it is that you are thinking or feeling before you get that sign or synchronicity. And then at that point you start developing that language, that secret hidden language between you and your full energetic team. And it does take time. Sometimes you got to go chat GPT. What does 999 mean? I'm I've been getting 999s left and right and up and down. And you know what that goes along with? Scorpio season, transformation, closing down things that are no longer serving, opening
Oh,
doors for new things to come in, right? So it's developing the language. You don't have to journal. Journal is great. I can't tell you how many pictures I have in my cloud of all the different signs I have. Just develop that language. Notice what you feel, hear, see in the moments leading up to that sign or synchronicity. That's the biggest key I would give.
I love this. Every day I get visited by my ravens outside, like real
Love
ravens
that. Oh my
outside.
gosh.
So
Oh.
I started to give them oatmeal. So this morning it was interesting because I went through my same ritual. They're not here yet. So that doesn't, so I want to go to a dark place, but I stop myself because what are ravens about? As far back as you can remember, they're iconic in so many ways.
Hmm.
But they also know when to come and when not. And isn't this part of what you teach people? It's not just
Absolutely.
about the tool or
Mm-mm.
how to use it, but it's the timing of what we do too, isn't it?
Absolutely. And then
Oh
how
my
you
God, and it
integrate
just
it.
came right now.
The Raven
Right,
came in.
right there. There it is. Big boy. I swear. It's right
Oh, I believe you 100%.
there.
That is the universe saying, "Hey, what's up? I'm here. Your friend is
Wow.
here." Right? That's
So
moving.
funny.
Oh, and a raven. Oh,
I
the
know.
timing of it. No, it's working with your team and developing that language. I mean, and you can say, "Oh yeah, this is great. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna go back to playing Tetris on my Game Boy." I don't know where that came from. That's total left field. I don't have a Game Boy anymore. Or you can take these lessons and infuse them into your day to day. And then you're working with spirit, you're working in flow, and the abundance is just immeasurable. You can't put a price on it.
So I want to bring this full circle and ask you what your closing message is. But before you even do that, it's really important for people to know how to work with you, to speak with you. And you mentioned you work with individuals, you have clients. So I want to be very clear about that. What is the best way for them to do that?
Absolutely. Just reach out to me on Ascending Dawn Doula, ASCENDINGDOULA.com, on all the socials as well. And I do lots of one-on-ones and I do workshops a lot. We have an upcoming one on spiritual awakenings. This has been asked for by many people. So we said, okay, I'll do a in-person workshop locally and then I'll do one online as well. Um, but yes, I've got a lot of wonderful clients who are waking up and wanting to know how to infuse these tools into their daily life.
I love it. Now, talked about a lot. You're the one that helps pull it all together. But I'd love for you to share your closing message,
Oh, so
Scorpio style.
yes, I asked my team earlier what this could be if I was asked, and it really comes down to your connection to the divine is how you connect with the divine. You don't need a tool. You can close your eyes and get the information directly in your own way. It doesn't have to be a tool specifically, but your team is there. Your team is there.
Mm,
Don't be scared of them.
I love it. Now, let me leave you with this. I will send you a picture of these incredible
Yes,
creatures. I'll
please.
do that. Maybe a little video. But I woke up this morning really early and I had an image of one of my staff people who is an amazing soccer player. And all I saw was this amazing player sliding, kicking, and hitting the goal of their life,
Hmm.
covered in mud. And I thought, that's about winning. Winning can be messy,
Yeah.
but if you got some skills, you got some perseverance, you got belief, and you're willing to go out there in Pacific Northwest weather and play soccer, you need to win something. Thank you so much for today.
Thank you. Thank you. This is fun. And a raven, please send me the picture.
I'm
That
going to
is
send it to you
amazing.
because they usually come like 5'10", but it's like
Mhm.
I cut the one, call him Big Boy because he's got a little scar, like
Yeah.
he was in a fight, and actually eating all the oatmeal. Thank you so much for
Thank
everything. I
you.
love it. And for those of you out there, there is an expression: practice does make perfect. And you don't have to strive for perfectionism, but you really do have to practice. From birth, we've been practicing. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for tuning in with me, Jennie Sikes of Ascending Dawn Doula. Please tune in every fourth Tuesday at 11 Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who's walked with you through a transition. And if you're curious about how to align with your purpose, with your path, come find me at ascendingdawndoula.com or Ascending Dawn on socials. Thanks again for listening. Keep rising, and I will see you next time.